Welcome to the Social Podcast, where no discussion or debate is off limits.
We'd like to welcome TV host and writer Teddy Wilson and comedian Elvira Kurt back to the show. Let's get down to business. You know when you see a car crash and you can't look away? Some viewers say watching the Sex and the City sequel, and just like that, is, well, just like that. A writer for Slate couldn't help but wonder how it became a show that many viewers love to hate. So what do you think? Are we sad to see the end of the show? What do we...
No, I have mixed emotions. I'm both disappointed and it's also my favorite show. And I'm gonna explain why. Okay, first of all, I'm a huge fan of Sex and the City. Any Sex and the City fans here? Like, I love that show, and I think that show hit me right at the perfect time of my life. Like, there'd be times where I'd be crying at the end of an episode. Like, that show did something for me. Yeah. So when I heard about the reboot, I was like, yes. And then I watched it, and I was like, no. But then I'm wondering if I had that reaction because my expectations were so high. Because when you watch a show that's been on for many, many seasons, there's a feeling that you have when you hear reboot, and I feel like, and just like that, never quite got to that mountaintop. At the same time, while we are dealing with this incredibly weird world that we're in right now, it is lovely to turn on a show where I know I'm not gonna have to deal with any of that. It's just pretty clothes and pretty streets in New York and slight problems that are always solved after 29 minutes. So, you know, I enjoy that.
Even if it's not very good. Even if it's not very good.
You know what? It's just like, it's like wallpaper. It's mindless and I don't have to think too much and everybody looks really nice and they're wearing clothes that I wish I could afford. So,
yeah.
I
take it for what it's worth.
I loved it too. I loved it and hated it. Like, I was sad last night when the episode was only 34 minutes. I was like, no, it's gotta be 45, because some of the episodes were 45. And then I was sad when it was over, even though I don't like it, but it did.
Why didn't you like it?
Well,
why didn't you like it?
Because it was bad. I think I stayed with, there is a sense of comfort revisiting these characters that we love, but I also think there was a sense of comfort because some of my friends felt the same thing, and it's the only show I've ever texted through. When I watch TV, I normally just watch TV. I'm not double dutying. Yeah. But we would text and be like, can you believe that? Can you believe that this happened? Yeah. I'd be like, no, I can't. Yeah, and so maybe I'll miss that.
Yeah, what about you, Elvira? Because I feel like, and just like that, your favorite show?
Well, you know, I'm the perfect person to have an opinion because I've never watched either.
No. Really?
No.
You never watched an episode of Sex and the City or just like that?
No, but what
You're not the only one, neither have I.
What? Okay.
Yeah. What? I didn't even know about this program until today. No, I'm just kidding, I did, but I haven't watched it either.
Yeah, it's so they just did, for whatever reason, passed us by. I mean, I know it's because I'm a lesbian, same for you, I guess,
Yeah.
100%, yeah.
So, but I do know that it stirs up strong emotions. Like, no one is neutral about this show, which is the best part. And it's the thing I'm gonna miss, is having people like you argue about this show.
Are you a Samantha, are you a Carrie?
Exactly, and the best thing to do with people who are so, like, rabidly into the show that they'll foam at the mouth when you bring it up is just to innocently drop a bomb like, so what do you think really happened with Kim Cattrall?
Now you want to get messy. Okay.
You know, I've never watched this, but I've been fascinated because I've read some like bad reviews of it, but everybody that I know watches it. So maybe it's like kind of just watching something you hate, but my theory is this. I love in narrative TV or in film, world building, right? Like when I was a kid, all we wanted was more Star Wars content. Look at all the Star Wars content we got now. Like maybe half of it at most is good, but I watch everything because I like marinating in that world. Same with the Lord of the Rings follow-up. So it's about world building and spending time in that world that I think is probably part of you.
So even if you didn't like some of those movies, you're still going to go and watch them.
Yo, I get to hang out in Middle Earth for a while.
But here's the deal. And I think that's the problem. I think that is half the problem because I think the writers know that as long as you just put the title that everybody knows, they're gonna watch it whether they like it or not. The writing doesn't even have to be good. There have been so many reboots that barely made it 1 or 2 seasons. Night Court, Suits LA, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You watch these shows. Oh, that 70s show, they renamed it that 90s show. Barely anybody watched it, but you watched it, if you did watch it, you watched it because you were nostalgic for that original show. So they really didn't have to be good.
If this got rebooted again, I know they say it's the end, but is it ever really the end? Would you go back and continue on?
As long as SJP has some ridiculous hat on her head, I'm watching, baby.
Yeah.
I'm
She's
watching.
And she's rolling through the retirement home.
Yeah.
Can I just say,
I'll be there watching.
Remember Marie Kondo? Her whole thing was like, thank an item for its purpose, acknowledge what it did for you, and then let it go to make room for other stuff. It sounds like maybe with Sex and the City, it's time to apply that, right? Let it go.
Daddy's your Swedish death cleaning, and just like that.
Hey, listen, if you want to judge for yourself, you can watch the series finale of And Just Like That, streaming now only on Crave.
All right, so that's where it is. Great conversation. We didn't talk about it for that reason at all. So sticking with show business, Sharon Stone believes meeting her Casino co-star Robert De Niro for an Oscar nomination ended her career. In an interview with The Guardian, Sharon said she was too good in the movie, and even though De Niro was fine with her nomination, it didn't look good that she was recognized ahead of him. So, are we buying her theory?
Nobody's buying it.
Okay.
I'm kind of buying it.
You're buying it.
Well, a
Tell
little
us.
bit. I love Sharon Stone as an actor. She's in Nobody 2 that's coming out this weekend. She plays a villain. I'll go watch everything she's in. But I do buy it a little bit. Here's the thing. I think it's probably more likely that this is true, and we know this, right? Even today, roles for female actresses in Hollywood, beyond 35, are pretty sparse, right? Like there's not a lot of amazing, meaty roles. So maybe it's a little bit that. She was 37 when she did Casino. She never really hit those highs again. So maybe it's because great roles weren't available. But in the same breath, even though like I could picture her saying this, that I was too good, to me it comes out of nowhere. Like we don't know the whispers that she heard. We don't know what she saw or experienced when she was nominated, when De Niro wasn't. And to me it seems like a bit very specific, out of left field, to have no truth to it. So I do kind of buy it, actually.
Really?
I kind of buy it.
I don't think you're buying it, Elvira. How do you feel about it?
Well, anyone can do it, right? Like 1995, with the year the movie came out, happened to be the year that I taped my first comedy special. But Robert De Niro didn't get to do it. So clearly,
Wait a second.
I'm too
Wait
good.
a second.
I'm too good. I guess it's because I'm too good. I mean,
You are good.
Yeah.
You gotta love her confidence, right? You just repeat your truth until it becomes the truth. It sounds like America in a nutshell right now.
Yes.
That's so good.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I think she knows something. I think something happened.
Well, here's the deal. I feel like sometimes you ever heard the saying, sometimes you're hearing from the problem. And I don't want to start, talking bad about Sharon, but I think this is a very interesting opinion to have of yourself, because she's in the type of field that we know, we've seen this, where all of a sudden they're talking about this person and they're the next big thing. They have this great moment and then we never hear from them again. Or there's an actor like the late Christopher Plummer, who talked about the fact that he was very surprised that till the very end of his life, he was just as busy or busier than he ever thought he was going to be. So I think it's interesting for her to pin this on one specific thing as to why she's not working. It's like, you're in an industry where there's no rules. Some people make and they last a long time, some don't. You're not working in the banking industry where it's like, you know what, if you start off as a teller, in 10 years, you're gonna be the head of this branch. That's not the way the entertainment industry works. So I think this might be a little bit of cockiness. I would love to see the list of things, the roles that perhaps that she passed on. I'd like to know how much she's charging, and maybe it could be a money thing, and there's other things. And I'd also like to hear from Viola Davis, who's like, oh, really, you're having problems finding work?
Well said.
Are you? Leonardo DiCaprio might be 50 years old on paper, but he says that he's turned emotionally. He's 35. He turned 35 last year. So now, given his questionable track record of exclusively dating women under 30, it got us thinking. Does this statement give him a pass for his habit of dating younger women? Now, one woman in here is buying that. Teddy, I'm gonna throw this to you.
Well, yeah, thank you. It's like looking in a mirror with Leonardo DiCaprio, I, like Leo, I'm almost 50, about a year and a half away, and I, like Leo, feel a lot younger. I feel like I'm like 20 some of the time. But so Leo and I are the same in most ways. The only way that Leo and I are different, other than like the fame, wealth, money, power, and talent and all that,
and height,
and height. Thanks for that.
Sorry,
thanks, Andrea.
Wow.
The only way that we're different is that I don't use the fact that I feel like I'm in my 20s to date 20-year-olds. That's kind of how we're a little bit different, because here's the thing. Obviously, his girlfriends have been, adults, legally speaking, but we can all agree the consistency of his dating pattern is, it's a little weird, right? So I don't think he gets a pass. On this.
Guys. You guys are... What?
I didn't have a problem with it, and I still don't. I don't. I have one kindred spirit here. Do you know what it is? And I, too, have a lot in common with Leonardo DiCaprio. No, I don't, but here's how I look at it. If I were like Leonardo DiCaprio, if I was that successful and at the top of my game in my career, and 20-something models, who generally are very, very attractive, fell in love with me, I would probably fall in love with them. And I don't know, like, would you guys, you can
What about a 30-year-old model, though?
a 30-year-old, that's
You know?
a 30-year-old
Or a
model?
40-year-old model.
Yeah.
But, okay,
60-year-old.
Wait a second. But tell me, what's the crime? Like, what's so
Nothing,
bad with
technically.
this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, because you know what, this is an old story. Like, think about Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones. There's a 30-year age difference. They've been married for decades now. They have 2 kids. Also, Lionel Richie is another person. He's 76 and his girlfriend is 36.
Right.
These stories are as old as time. Old, famous, rich men wanting young women is something that we just, it's like telling me that water's wet. It's like, we know. This is what they do.
But it's the consistency.
But you know
with
what I
him.
don't like? You know what I don't appreciate and what's bothering me about this? It's the excuse. It's the, well, internally, emotionally, I feel 35, and that's why it's like, just say you like what you like. If that's your preference, that's your preference. And it also doesn't work because all of us, I think, there are people in the audience where there's the numeric age and then there's the way you feel inside. I feel like I'm still in my 20s too, but that doesn't mean I want to date your son. That's weird. That's weird.
Okay, Andrea, but
That's weird for me.
do you know that quarterback for the Eagles? His name is Jalen Hurts.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that you followed him on Instagram.
I do more than follow him on Instagram.
What do you?
So let's just say he was single.
No.
Why not?
Because I'm not going to dinner with anybody whose mom is closer to my age than I am to his. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
That's my rule. I'm not doing
But
it.
you can still admire who they
I
are.
can look at him.
Yeah.
It's like a menu. I can read it. I don't have to order.
Well, I guess
Maybe
you're all
try an
better than me
appetizer.
because I think I would probably go down that line too. It's like, and these are not, they're not just young women baristas working at the coffee shop and he's love bombing them. These are very successful, high earning models who probably have more Instagram followers and agents than he does. So it's really just this age number that's mismatching
How old is Simon
them.
again?
A little weird.
Guys, I feel like this is coming from a place of experience because you're dating a younger man, aren't you?
Oh.
Like I said,
All right, Pot.
Leonardo and I have a lot in common.
All right, so would you
right.
do it? Would you date something young?
Listen,
someone young?
here, to me, we're missing the biggest point, is that his justification, because I agree with you, I feel like it's a justification for doing whatever
But
he's
we're doing the justifying.
Yeah.
He hasn't
No.
said that's why he's dating
Yeah,
younger
he-
women.
But he kind of
It's
did.
implied.
But he kind of
did.
implied it.
But and saying that, his emotional maturity is age out at 32, I think that's a generous estimation. You know what I mean? His behavior is a lot more like 14-year-old frat boy.
Yeah.
You know, like 60, like a teenager, like, she's pretty.
Boobs.
We're not very fair to all the supermodels around the world. We're making stereotypes about them now.
Yeah.
That they're not smart, that they're not talented.
never said that.
Never said anything about
No, nobody said
But we would tell him to steer clear of Leonardo DiCaprio if we could.
Exactly, right.
All right, let's move on. And speaking of youngins, People has a story about a mom who went viral for her daughter's dorm room makeover. And now other parents, get this, are paying up to 20 grand to decorate their kids' dorm rooms. So, should dorm rooms get like a major, potentially very costly glow up like this? Elvira, what do you think? This is bananas.
Yeah. All right. Well, like I have firsthand experience when my daughter, her other mother and I, when we took her to first-year university and walked into that dorm room, it was the saddest place we've ever seen. It's like, okay, we're leaving you in prison. Bye-bye. I mean, there is no amount of dollaramas that can make up for that kind of despair. But on the other hand, I mean, that image looked amazing. But how long is it going to last? Have you met teenagers? I have 2 kids, and both of them, they like to live in a beautiful nest like for 10 seconds, and then it turns into an actual nest. Just piles of crap everywhere.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, you know what? I actually had this idea many years ago. I love interior design, and I was thinking if I was going to get into the market, how would I get in? Well, if you think about it, interior designers are usually something that only rich people can afford, and so once I've done your multi-million-dollar home, I won't see you for maybe like 10 years. So I'm like, that's not going to pay my rent. So what would work better? Well, think about it. Every year, thousands of young people get dropped off by their families at their dorm room. This is probably the first time they've ever been away from home. It's a terrifying experience. So what can you give them? What can you say? What can you like create for them to make it more comfortable? Well, you make the room nice. As you said, it looks like a prison. It looks like it's a horrible place to be, but if you make it nice, then you're not gonna feel as bad leaving your kid there and be like, you know what, you're gonna be okay, we give you a nice space.
What do you think?
But this is extreme. This is like tens of thousands.
You have to show the $20,000, but you can do this for cheaper.
But I can also speak from experience. I lived in a dorm for 2 years, and I'm all up for a glow up, but just not the parents spending excessive money doing it.
Yeah, it's a waste of
We
money.
all did it ourselves. Like, it was a chance for us to show off our personalities. Like, we ripped out Vanity Fair ads and stuck them on the wall. We saved up for like red-colored bed sheets. Woo! You know, and had posters. Like, we put our own personal stamp on it. And what scares me now is that the norm is that now your parents are going to spend thousands of dollars of it on doing this themselves. And what happens to the parents who can't afford that for their
That's a great
kids?
point.
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
there's going to be.
Listen, I'll tell you right now.
You know?
I'll tell you right now. You can do that same room, and it doesn't have to cost $20,000. Give me $200. I'll make that. Recreate that entire thing. I'm telling you. Don't get caught up on the number. It's about making a great space for your kid.
The parents who can't afford it did what we did. Make good choices. Bye. Yeah.
Subscribe to the Social Podcast so you don't miss a fiery debate. Until next time, socialites.